Hello, it's Melinda from Alexis and Melinda's Art Space, just coming on with a project share or a swap share. I was in a swap, backtrack, I'm in a, in a trashy Facebook group, Facebook group, Trashy Junk and Flowish Journals. It's a international based group, but I decided to swap just in Australia. And a Flowish journal, if you don't know what it is, it's a journal that's loosely bound of supplies that you can reutilise in other journals. And this was I was trying to think of the theme. It's either a food or it's a kitchen swap. So it's a bit of like a scavenger hunt. You get a list of things you have to include, and then you can include whatever else. So you had to include one spoon, one recipe, one napkin, one clean food packaging, one apron, and one pot holder. Now, they don't have to be the actual physical things. They can be pictures of the things. Because obviously putting a pot holder, an apron and a spoon in, actual physical things, you could do, or you could do what I did and got really cheeky and found printed versions of them. So I've made quite a big one. This is almost A4, a bit over A4 size. Oh, excuse my scribblings. Yeah, it's an A4 book, so it's just a little bit bigger than an A4 book, because I had some larger pages I wanted to put in, but I didn't want to fold them up. I'm a bit like that. So this is just a Nutrigrain box. Basically all I've done is cut off one of the spines and cut off the top flaps and the bottom flaps, just to make it into like a book. And I'm not in shot. There we go, I'm better in shot. Hopefully that camera will stop wiggling. Got to fix my tripod. Okay, so you open it up and it's just bulging. And we had to include 30 pages if we're doing a domestic swap, so within our own country, or 15 pages if it's international, just to keep the postage down. So on this first one, I've just got some cute little motorbike paperclip clipping on. So I'll just take these ones off. This is a laser copy of a magazine page. So this is my apron. So we've got aprons on here. So I've just clipped a skirt. I didn't want to fold this. This was out of a magazine, and I just love the images, and I reckon they'll be awesome to cut out. And apart from losing the man's leg, you can get 3 images out of there. And then these are just some of my papers. This is one of my stencil papers, and a stamp with a branch. And then this is a jelly printed piece of paper on top of a book page. So I've just got those clipped there with a little paper clip. So this is not the pot holder. So this is from a needlework book or binder that I deconstructed. So I've popped that in. A snack packaging, so you can make a mini book out of that. This is actually a McDonald's food wrapper that I got when they wrapped my burger. It was double wrapped, so I grabbed the extra layer. And it's like, if you're including food wrapping, you can't include like soggy food ones, obviously. So I've got some spin art from my daughter that I found in a box, and some of these postcards we used to get free in Australia. I thought this one in the garbage bin was ideal. A Crisco one and a scrap of paper. So you include all little bits and pieces. A lot of it is on the theme, but a lot of it's not. Swapping with someone I haven't swapped with before, so I don't know her theme or her likes or dislikes, so I went very eclectic. Book page that's just looped in. So the binding is just a piece of ribbon I've got 2 signatures, and I've just looped them around. So these have come out of my books. I think they come out of the Lion book that I deconstructed. So this is an envelope, and it's either side, and it's got goodies in it. It's got some bingo cards. It's got a bee wasp card. It's got some of these colourful butterfly cutouts, some bat printed images, and some more postcards that I thought were kitcheny inspired. So they just sit in there. So the Flowish journal is based on a Flow magazine, which is a Netherlands magazine that comes out. It's about $30, and it's about an inch thick, and it's filled with wrapping paper. It's filled with all sorts of stuff, writing paper, stickers and all that. And we decided in the craft community that we could do a much better one and a much more affordable one by putting it together. So I included this, which is a brochure for salvos, so my partner can cut that image out. And there's also got images down here. I liked the drink out of a magazine. So with these big magazine ones, I've just folded over about an inch and just tucked it under. I see it's just coming out. Tucked it under, so I didn't actually have to like crease the main image. So on the back we've got a napkin. I have put in several napkins. I have a huge collection of napkins. So here's some tickets I've just looped in. Cafe napkin. Hopefully she likes coffee, because there's quite a few coffee napkins in there. There's a Subway bag with goodies in it. So I've taken some food packaging and used my tag dies to make some tags, make some circles, So you can either use them this way or you can use them that way. Just depends on what my partner wants to do. Some sequins I found. Some little cards, happy together. Another little journaling card. I think these are out of a wedding set, but I picked the least wedding-y ones. This is one of a stamped Prima doll that I put texture paste over and coloured. It was an excess image from a project I did. I did 2, and then there's the words and that I used, so I thought that'd be fun to include, share some of my artwork. And the Subway bag is obviously from Subway. Some printed music paper. So some of these prints are done on inkjets and some of them are done on laser jets. Laser printer. I've just upgraded to a laser printer. I'm so excited. Had to upgrade for Alexis's schooling and more details to come on that. And I wanted one for ages anyway. So then we both needed one. I thought it was time to update. So half a piece of scrapbook paper, a happy birthday card with a cupcake on it that I made a while ago. This is printed off the internet. I just love the image. So if she's a vintage person, she can use the butterpress image. A jelly print on some of this, sorry, a jelly print, so painted paper on a piece of very thin greaseproof paper from Woolworths in their brand. It's almost like deli paper that we get here, that you guys get in America. So hot fudge chocolate box, I thought that was really cool. So paper clipped onto here this is one of my stencils in my business that'll be on my website soon. That was one of the demos that I had at my show, so I included that. This is some painted paper I cut some leaves out of for an art project, so I thought I'd put it in. Diary page, some advertising, piece of paper my daughter sewn on the sewing machine, and a piece of handmade paper. So I basically just went through my sort of scrappy and bits and pieces box and picked out some beautiful pieces for this lady. So another napkin, lavender napkin. So here's one of my treasure items as a spoon, so she can cut the spoon out or use the whole piece. This is spoons, knives and forks, so it shows you a little pattern of how to make that particular piece. So lavender napkin. So we're onto the back of the folded signature. So on this side, where it was a bit plain, like in the inside of the boxes, I decided to clip some of the ephemera. So we've got a notebook page. This is some wrapping paper that come off a floral arrangement that I bought oodles of that paper from overseas, and I like to include some of that. A lovely postcard and some tags that she can cut out. I will definitely show you my book that I get from my partner. As I said, I haven't swapped with her before, so it's hard to know what she likes. I like eclectic stuff, so I do a lot of mixed stuff. So this is the back of the first signature, so we've got another one of these. I believe it's a pasta press. Press vertical your paw. Oh, it's in French, don't know what it is. Back of the card, back of the 12-inch page, back of the music note paper, back of the bag. And because the bag, I haven't cut it this side to make it another pocket, I left it. I've just bulldog clipped on some packages. So this is again doing the knife and the spoon. What do we have to include? Just a spoon, but I found those stickers and they're not really me, so I decided to include them. I've just looped them with a piece of fabric up here. Some Christmas tree stickers I found that aren't my style anymore, and a goodie bag. So we've got homemade embellishment, a flower, some of this lovely tulle with spotty things, a card. Oh, and some embellishments in the back, some apples that were stamped and cut out, some bird, little 1-inch punches, some flowers, some doilies, sorry, not flowers, some leaves, some doilies. So just a whole bunch of goodies. And that's what this Flowish journal is. It's basically a bunch of goodies presented in an album that you can take apart and use. Just put that bulldog clip back on there. So you can use all parts of it. So the back side of the napkin, back of the napkin. Okay, so here is another little bulldog clip. You have to excuse if I've got noise in the background. I've got my heater on. So this is a little packet of kitchen themed ephemera that I had left over. I've used most of these for a project. And there's a spoon, a fork and a knife in there. There's a kettle, an old lady, a butter container and some little sweetie things. So I've just bulldog clipped, and I also gave her the package as well because she could use that back image in a junk journal. So the other side of this envelope, what have we got in here? Oops. A little glassine happy birthday bag, games night in. Alexis and I got these Cadbury games. We had to go buy 6 blocks of chocolate, that was terrible. Bookmark from our local library. another one of my demonstrations from my show. I end up with so many of those, and a page out of one of Alexis's books that she no longer uses. So just random, lots of fun stuff. Whoops. Here is a card from our local post office that they put in for pick up our parcels, and we do get a bunch of these from the post office. She saves them for us now as well. She knows we like them, because I usually say, can I keep the card? Some more tags and a lotto piece of paper, so the back of this, and all I've basically done with this piece of paper is fold it in half, and it's like a tuck spot either side. So this one's just got some more of those tags. I cut the page down so I could stick them in a few different spots, plus it was too big, so just some scrapbook paper, so that just sticks in there. And the back of the snack pack. So these are the ones I didn't really want to fold down, so I've just used a brad up the top. I love this ice cream. Got some, that's a magazine page. This is a photocopy page of some handmade paper. This is out of my wine book. I just love that picture of him sticking his arms up to his elbows in wine. I deconstructed a wine book and used as an altered journal, and I tore out all coloured pages in anticipation of using them for something. I haven't used them, so I'm going to share some of them. So this is obviously testing the wine barrels, the wine growing. So now we're going on to the second signature, and I do apologise if my camera's shaking a bit. I keep hitting the table. I've got to fix my tripod so it's not leaning against my table, but I haven't got back to Bunnings yet. Piece of fabric, because that's always cool. Another one of these, this is the pot holder. Pattern, Country Gingham. So on the back of that one, I have actually bradded some images. Okay, she's got that image twice. I lost it and couldn't find it. Now put in twice. Doesn't matter. Ugh, silly me. So laser copy of an ice cream out of a magazine, and then we had to include a couple of recipes. So these are just a couple of recipes for a couple of burgers out of a magazine. Great images to cut up or to use. Another bit of a gel print, some scrapbook paper, half a bag from Officeworks. I've used the other half in another album, so I just thought, it's got the handle on it as well, which is kind of cute in the album, so you can help flip the page, or you can use it any way you like. Garden Fresh Herbs, so another napkin. I love napkins, if you hadn't noticed. So on here we've got a little piece of pineapple napkin. Purple flowers off a to-do list or a shopping list I had in the fridge, a scrap of journal, a scrap of a jelly plate, a hummus little box that would make an awesome little journal, a paper bag for some, I really like the image on the other side of that, I'll show you in a minute. So this is some more book paper. So I had a go at, I'll take this one off, had a go at hand sewing, or not hand sewing, machine stitching some pockets. So this first one here, this is an Oreo wrapper. So this one is just book paper folded up and sewn. And that's a little envelope out of scrapbook paper. Another bookmark from my library. A divider from my old planner. I love this. El Gordo Functions. That's our local, one of our local restaurants. Australian map. And then just a couple of book pages with some of the wrapper sewn onto it. I can't think of it in a minute. So this one's a little tuck spot, and this one has an envelope with a tuck spot. So just fooling around. First time I've done anything like that, so I was just fooling around on the machine. And I've left all the dangly bits because I like those. If you don't like them, you can cut them off, but I like them, so I left them there. Another piece of scrapbook paper, paper bag with some goodies in it. What goodies did I put in here? Oh, handmade flour, a printed tissue, like a napkin, a piece of lace sticker, some cupcake, clean cupcake wrappers, and another happy birthday bag. So they just go in the bag there. Some more tickets, another coffee, napkin. I received a couple of these in swaps, and I'm not a coffee drinker. I'd never use them, so I thought I would pass them along. So this is more spoon knives. This is a piece of book paper that I've stamped on, and then I've run it through the photocopier and printed. Another piece of jelly printing. Oh, chocolate wrapper. Another napkin. This one's got cakes on it, like Christmas cake, cupcakes. You can cut all these individually out and use them as embellishments, or you can use the whole page. It's the other side of the book page with a stamped image on it that I photocopied. This one's another photocopy page. I've just upgraded printers, as I said, and I need to use up all the ink in my old printer, so I tend to grab lots of random stuff and just photocopy it. So on here, it's just a little brad again, 2 flowers, a piece of elastic and a piece of lace on a Bendigo map. Bendigo is a town I live in, or I live in one of the suburbs of Bendigo. I thought that'd be really cool because she lives in, I believe, in Queensland. This one's going. So it's just some more material, a tied bit of ribbon and a bit of tulle on the back. So this is an envelope that I've just tucked in. So in here is just lots of different swatches of glittery bits of handmade paper I had to share. Just trying to be careful because sometimes this envelope's only just slipping in, so sometimes it comes out. So we're on to the reverse side now. So this is a jelly print collage that I did and photocopied. That's the back side of the photocopy page, the back side of the napkin, back side of the chocolate wrapper that I've washed, back side of the, or the reverse side of the jelly print, reverse side of another one of those printed papers that I've stamped and photocopied, the napkin, the tickets, the back of the bag, the back of the scrapbook paper, the back of the book page. This image I really liked of the girl sitting on the ball, so I thought the lady could cut that out, and it says, burn it up on the gym floor with these great tasting carb conscious hot fit balls. Trust me, they don't taste very nice. That's why they're carb fitness, because they don't taste. They taste very peppery, but they're not very nice. The herb napkin at the back of the bag, basically the back of everything here, and in the back of the piece of material. So that's the second signature. Then on the back here, because I didn't want to fold these in half, I found a really old book of vellum that I had when I first started scrapbooking, probably 15 years ago. So that one's just clipped on here. I didn't want to fold these in half. It's got a beautiful teacup on it. And the next one's got like a stack of boxes, so I thought they were like kitcheny. And then the big apple and a big roast I thought were fun to include as well in the kitchen journal. So thank you for watching. So this is my swap for the kitchen journal. I'll definitely show you what I received from my partner, because it's always fun to get different things. So I'm just trying to make all this go back. I've got to now fit this in an envelope to send, or a little box, probably going in a wee box to send. But it's just held together with a couple of big loops of ribbon, so you can take the ribbon off, and everything in the album you can take apart and use, and that's the idea of the Flowish album. And you can make a cover, like an album. You could bind this in if she wanted to and leave it all as it is. She can just quickly stitch it into the cover, just reinforcing the spine, and then you can make your own book. So I will leave you there. Oh, I won't upload this until the lady receives it, because I don't know whether she watches my YouTube channel, and I don't want to spoil a surprise. But I've got to go get this in the mail on Monday for her. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.